Interesting. Negritude is a simple acknowledgement and acceptance of the fact of being black, of our destiny as black people, of our history, and of our culture. These are people that have gone before us. They've achieved quite a lot in their lives. Some of them interesting characters like the former president of Senegal, the first president of Senegal. Go do some more research about him. Very intelligent guy. Imagine a president who was also a poet and a writer and many other things. A politician, obviously. He composed the anthem of his country as well. Interesting character. They can do what they did. What stops you from pursuing your passions? What stops you from transforming your life? You can do what these people have done and a lot more. A black man became the president of a predominantly white country. I'm sure you know where that country is. There's hardly anything under the sun that you cannot achieve as a black man or a black woman. So keep pushing. This is Africa, the cradle of mankind's birth, where powerful kingdoms arose with stories of worth. A youth-filled land, the youngest population, with diamonds and cocoa from its fertile foundation, exemplary leaders, their legacy told. Nkrumah, Mandela, their spirits bold. From Johnson Sirleaf's Liberia, where freedom lies, and her first female leader, so wise. Let courage and dreams unite as one for a brighter tomorrow where greatness is spawned. In this beautiful, colorful, and friendly domain, greatness awaits, where hopes shall not wane, where tales of triumph weave a tapestry. Welcome to Today in African History. September 5th, the year was 1942. The Battle of Alam el Halfa ended on this day, but it took place between the 30th of August and the 5th of September. South of El Alamein during the Western Desert Campaign of the Second World War. The Panzer Army Africa, led by General Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, attempted an envelopment of the British 8th Army, led by Lieutenant General Bernard Montgomery. The Battle of Alam Halfa was fought from August 30th to September 5th, 1942, during World War II's Western Desert Campaign, with the conclusion of the First Battle of El Alamein in July 1942. Both British and Axis forces in North Africa paused to rest and refit. On the British side, Prime Minister Winston Churchill traveled to Cairo, Egypt, and relieved Commander-in-Chief Middle East Command, General Claude Auchinleck, and replacing him with General Sir Harold Alexander. Commander of the British 8th Army of El Alamein ultimately was given to Lieutenant General Bernard Montgomery. Assessing the situation at El Alamein, Montgomery found that the front was constricted to a narrow line running from the coast to the impassable Katara Depression. To defend this line, 3 infantry divisions from XXX Corps were positioned on ridges running from coast south to Ruwais at Ridge. To the south of the ridge, the 2nd New Zealand Division was similarly fortified along a line ending in Alam Nayil. That is interesting that the New Zealanders, soldiers from far away New Zealand, were involved in the Second World War on the African continent. That's history as it happened on this day. It's interesting what the British general did. He was seemed to have been a very good tactician, and eventually, obviously, we know how the Second World War ended. The Germans probably would have been the world power today had that war not ended in the favor of America and the United Kingdom. So that's history as it happened on this day in North Africa. Next, on this day, this man pictured here, his name is Mr. Senegal. He was elected on this day, September 5th, 1960, as the president of the just-born Republic of Senegal. He is the author of the Senegalese anthem. That is very, very interesting. Can you imagine a president who authored the Senegalese anthem, which is called the Red Lion? He resigned from office before the end of his 5th presidential term in December 1980. Mr. Senghor's proponents refer to him as the symbol of the cooperation between France and its former colonies, while his detractors describe him as representing French neocolonialism in Africa. I don't know what your thoughts are. His primary symbolist poetry, created from the chanting of the incantational voice, which would earn him the nickname the Poet President, was founded on the hope that a universal civilization could be founded, uniting all traditions beyond their differences. He took the concept of negritude, introduced by Aimé Césaire, to new depths, defining it as follows. Negritude is the simple acknowledgement and acceptance of the fact of being black, of our destiny as black people, of our history, and of our culture. So this is where the word, I wouldn't say that's where the word negritude came from or comes from, but I've heard another famous African poet and playwright and author, Wole Soyinka, mentioned that word negritude, and I didn't know what it meant at the time. I knew it had something to do with black because of negritude, Negro, but it's quite interesting. Negritude is a simple acknowledgement and acceptance of the fact of being black, of our destiny as black people, of our history, and of our culture. Last but not least is this man pictured here. His name is Frank Gavin Yerby. Born on this day in 1916, he was an African-American writer, best known for his 1946 historical novel, The Foxes of Harrow. So he wrote that book at the age of 30. He was a very young man when he wrote The Foxes of Harrow. He began his literary career while he was a student at Payne College by publishing poetry, starting with the poems Miracles and Brevity in the September 1934 issue of New Challenge, a literary magazine published by Dorothy West. 2 years later, Yerby would publish his first short story, Salute to the Flag, in the November 1936 issue of the Paynet, a student newspaper at Payne College. Interesting, Paynet from Payne. He would continue to publish poetry and short stories while he was a student at Payne College and Fisk University. While he was a student at the University of Chicago, he worked for the Federal Writers Project, writing about religious groups he observed on the south side of Chicago as part of the social history in Negro in Illinois, under the supervision of the dancer, choreographer, and anthropologist Catherine Dunham. Yerby continued to publish short stories and wrote the manuscript of a protest novel. Yerby sadly passed on the 29th of November 1991. So guys, that is the end of today's edition of Today in African History. Hope you have learned a thing or two from our history. These are people that have gone before us. They've achieved quite a lot in their lives. Some of them interesting characters like the former president of Senegal, the first president of Senegal. Go do some more research about him. Very intelligent guy. Imagine a president who was also a poet and a writer and many other things. A politician, obviously. He composed the anthem of his country as well. interesting character. So go check these guys out. Again, if they can do what they did, what stops you from pursuing your passions? What stops you from transforming your life if you haven't already, or if you're not in the process? So I want to encourage you. You can do what these people have done and a lot more. A black man became the president of a predominantly white country. I'm sure you know where that country is. There's hardly anything under the sun that you cannot achieve as a black man or a black woman. So keep pushing. Thank you for dropping by once again. That is, if you're dropping by once again. If you do like what we're sharing here and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so that you are notified whenever a new video drop, which interestingly would be tomorrow. If you're here for the first time, yes, we throw out videos there every day because it's today in African history. Every single day of the year, something happened in our history. So I want to share that with you. So hopefully you would like the video. If you stayed this long, hopefully you do like the video. Like the video, turn on your notification bell, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and we shall see you bright and early tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.